I feel like doing a little painting. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. Today, we're going to be doing something that I haven't done for quite a long time. So as you can see, I've been working on some much larger canvases recently, and I've kind of been neglecting these over here. So we have a little series on the channel, which is Miniature Master Studies, and these are the ones that we've done so far. I'll give you a nice close-up shot of those in just a second. But it's been a while since I've actually done one of these. So I was chatting with Andrew, my husband, about this. I said, oh, I really fancy doing one, just like doing a very quick study, but I'm not sure who I should do. And his immediate response was Picasso, which, yeah, is obviously very interesting. Picasso as a painter is very interesting, and his whole life and the style and the change from when he first started to kind of the end of his life is massive, and obviously massive in the world of cubism. So what I thought I'd do today is do a painting which is kind of the transition point between his more traditional paintings of figures and landscapes into the more cubist era. So this is slightly after the blue period. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me get set up and we'll do a top down. I'll show you everything that I've got going and we'll get started on today's painting. Okay, right, so you can see here I've got an MDF board which is leaning on some gesso primer, just so I've got a nice raised surface for my piece here. I've also got a few other tools and brushes and stuff over here, but this is the canvas that we are going to be working on. So I've already primed this with some white gesso primer, just to give it a little bit of a smoother texture, because when I've done these in the past, the texture of the canvas can be quite obvious because of the scale of the piece. So I thought I'd actually prime it this time, just as if I was doing a large painting like one of these over here. So I've got a little bit of blue tack on the back, although it's white blue tack, just so that I can stick this onto here and have that nice and centered for when we actually start to come painting. But what are we painting today, I hear you ask? Well, we are doing a Pablo Picasso self-portrait, specifically this one. So this is a 1907 self-portrait, and the reason I've chosen this one specifically is because we are starting to get elements of cubism in here. We're starting to get elements of what Picasso is known for, particularly the kind of symbolic parts with the lips and the nose and the eyes. But we haven't gone as far as shifting perspectives. So if you look at a lot of Picasso's pictures, you'll see that he's got one eye in one perspective, the other eye in a different perspective, because he's moved round the model as he's been doing it. And this is much more a straight on portrait. So this is really that era where he's starting to transition into cubism. And I thought this would be an interesting one to take on, because it's got quite heavy line work as well. So I'm going to pop this down here. So I'm going to pop this here, and unfortunately you are getting a reflection of the light overhead, but that's fine, because what I'm going to do now is use my proportional measuring device, and I have already set this up. I have used this in every one of these videos. It is an amazing tool. If I'm doing small work like this, proportional measuring device, great. If I'm doing large work, I tend to use a projector, so I'll do work on my iPad and then project it onto a larger canvas. But this is also very good for details and just generally getting the proportions accurate. So what this does is, you can see we've got two ends on here. If I open this up to the width of this painting, point to point, and then bring it up to here, it is the same as the width of this tiny canvas. So what I can do from here is go, right, the nose is this size, and I know it's going to be that size on there, and I can start to map out where those points are going to be. And to draw all this on, I'm just going to use a standard coloured pencil. This is like a burnt umber-y, sienna-y type colour. So it's a really nice one. The reason I use coloured pencils is because they don't bleed as much as graphite, but they can still be erased if needed. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to start mapping all of this out. And you can, so here for instance, if I'm doing the jaw, I can do this and I can keep this in the same orientation and pop the jaw in. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll come back to you once I've got this all sketched out and we're going to have a little bit of a closer look. Right, okay, that was a fairly quick little sketch, but here we are. This is the piece all ready to be painted. Now I have got the original over, well, picture of the original over here somewhere off screen as a reference for the colours. But I'm going to be doing this in acrylics, and I'm going to be using some of my tiny brushes, things like this, really small brushes to get this all done. So I've got a little paper palette down here. I suppose I should get cracking and start painting. There we go, all done. One thing I love about these paintings is they are so quick to do, and you can learn a lot from them. For instance, with this one, actually there was a lot of undercolouring, but it really didn't come to life until the line work started going in, which, yeah, was really, really interesting. And of course, I'm doing this in acrylic. I think the original probably would have been done in some kind of oil pastel. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these short form videos, but I do really enjoy them, and there'll be more to come in the future. Now, I have hinted that there are some changes coming to the channel. I will be going on a break very soon. There's a hint on the screen right now as to why, but I'm going to let you try and decipher that. Leave a comment down below if you think you know what it is. Of course, as always, I love your guys' comments, so tell me what you think about this piece. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.